welcome to all those that are here. Special night, Chanukah. The pouring rain makes it that much more special. I remember one of the first shiurim that I ever went to in Breslov of my rabbi, Rabbi Rosenfeld, in America, 46 years ago. It was pouring rain, and he mentioned that it's written, there's a pasuk, Beveis Elokim Nahalech Berogesh, that we go to the house of Hashem with regesh, with feeling. And the word regesh has 3 letters. The resh is ruach, the gimel is geshem, and the shin is sheleg. And he mentioned that when a person goes to the house of Hashem under those circumstances, it has a whole different value completely. The Mishnah says, Lefum tsara agra, according to how difficult a mitzvah is, that's how much reward there is. And a person would say, what's the big deal? A little bit of rain, what? We know that in our generation, 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago, they were able to handle 6 feet of snow and torrential rains. But even the Shulchan Aruch says that as the generations continue, we today are considered weaklings. We're very weak compared to the Giborim of the past. And for us, a little bit of rain, a little bit of ruach, a little bit of cold, person would say, it's much more convenient to stay in. And coming out to hear words of Torah and to participate in the awesome mitzvah of singing songs during Chanukah. The Shulchan Aruch tells us that the custom, eating a meal on Chanukah, is not as significant as on Purim, let's say, when it's more of an obligation. However, if the meal has in it singing and divrei Torah, then it takes it up to the, ratchets it up to the top. Baruch Hashem, we have with us tonight special guests, Rabbi Leibish Hundred, a Rosh Yeshiva, who has been involved in bringing many people close to Yiddishkeit and is working on a thesis on Rabbi Nasan Zal, on his life and his teachings. And one of my best friends, Menachem Herman, for over 30 years, from before we actually met in person, he was listening to our shiurim years ago, and we've shared many good things together. So I hope that tonight is going to be extra special. The word Chanukah has many meanings. One of the meanings of Chanukah is chinuch. Chinuch means education. Chinuch also means starting out, to be mechanech a child. When a child is first starting to grow up, it's important to get the child involved gradually in Yiddishkeit, teaching them to say Amen, teaching them to wear a yarmulke, etc. Rabbi Nachman in Likutei Moharan, chapter 25, and Rabbi Nasan Zal in Likutei Halachos, in his opening halacha for Chanukah, an interesting coincidence that it's chapter 25 in Likutei Moharan. Chanukah is the 25th day of Kislev, and we'll see soon that number 25 is very significant. Rabbi Nachman makes an opening statement. Ki tzorich kol adam lohoitzi es atzmoi mehamedameh. A person has to take themselves out of medameh v'la'aloi sel haseichel, and to go up to seichel. There's 2 extremes. There's something called medameh, and there's something called seichel. Ukishenim shach achar hamedameh, when a person follows medameh, ze bechinas shrirus leiv. That means they're allowing their emotions, they're allowing their heart's desires to lead them and to control them. Person smells delicious food, I want to eat, I have to eat. Not hungry, you ate a few minutes ago, an hour ago. But it smells good, it's in front, I feel I have to have it. Or any other issues where a person has to deal with challenges or difficulties. So Rabbi Nachman refers to medameh as shrirus leiv, a person allowing themselves to be controlled by the emotions in their heart, the emotions and desires. It's written about Esav, that this was what Esav was about. He followed shrirus liboy. Whereas Yaakov Avinu, the direct opposite, the Jew, is supposed to try to go above that to a much higher level, to follow the seichel, the intellect, to make an intelligent decision. Is this really good for me, or is it not good for me? Should I be doing this now? Should I not be doing this now? And we need to know, every one of us needs to know that we're in a war. We're in a war, we're in a battle. Life in this world is called Milchemet HaYetzer. There's a battle against an angel whose mission it is. The Zohar HaKadosh compares it, gives a parable, a mashal, to a king who had a son, and he was hoping that the son would qualify to be able to take over the kingdom at the right time, but he knew the king cared enough about the people that he would not put his son in charge unless he knew he was really qualified. How's he going to find out? How's he going to find out? He's going to test him. He's going to send a woman, and he's going to pay the woman very, very well. And her job is going to be to try to do everything she can to get that young man to make a mistake, to do the wrong thing. And the king wants to see, is his son smart enough? What's he going to follow? Is he going to choose medame? Is he going to follow his heart's desires? Is he going to follow his emotions? Or is he going to be intelligent enough to think carefully, what am I going to gain and what do I have to lose if I make a mistake here, if I do the wrong thing? This is one major part of our mission in this world, battling this Milchemes HaYetzer. And a second mission that we have, a second goal that we have, that makes us better than angels, is that an angel, we're told, is created on a certain level, and it doesn't change. The angel remains on that level at all times. He's called an oimed. He stands in one place. A human being is a hoylech. Hashem expects us to move, to keep moving, to keep growing. Every single day, a child is born. When we know, lahavdil, an animal, a horse is born, or other animals, a few seconds after the animal is born, it's able to stand up and start walking. But a human being is not that way. We see that a baby is born, takes a long time, takes a while for the baby to first learn how to nurse, and then gradually grow step by step. Everything is time. The growth physically, even on a physical level, and certainly the growth in seichel, in intelligence, becoming smarter and more smart in being able to understand what life is all about, to be able to make the right choices. So there are these two major missions that we have. One is to deal with this Milchemes HaYetzer, that there's a battle, there's an adversary, there's an enemy. He's an enemy, but on the other hand, he could be a real friend. If I succeed, just like that woman, the king hired her with the hope that his son would pass the test, and the son would be able to say thank you to that woman in the end, because of the fact that it was through her efforts that he was able to prove to himself and prove to his father that he's worthy. Hashem says, we are b'nei malachim, atem tiulim mamleches koyanim, Yisrael mam shaloisav. A yid is supposed to be a melech, a ben melech. You have to qualify for that. So we have these two missions. This is what Rabbi Nachman explains in Likutei Moharan. Rabbi Nasan Zal says, this is what we see in Chanukah. On Chanukah, there's two major pieces. Piece one is the battle against Yavon, the Greeks. The Greeks were offering a chachma, a type of intelligence, a culture that's directly connected to shriru slave. It's enjoyment, enjoying life. The Greeks, the Romans, when we study what they were all about, it wasn't seichel, it wasn't the brain before the heart. It was satisfying one's desires. That was the ultimate, that was the focus in a major way. And the type of knowledge they were offering wasn't a knowledge that necessarily leads to self-improvement or self-control for the person to become a superman, like what the Torah offers. That if a person is zocheh to study Torah and to follow the ways of the Torah, the person becomes a master over themselves. Before I can control anybody else, I have to be able to know that I can control myself properly. This was the one major piece of the Yontuf of Chanukah, the battle against the Yevonim, and we're told that there were tzaddikim who were successful. There was Matisyo and his family, and those who came close to them, those who connected with them, that were able to overcome the temptation that the Greeks were offering. The Shrirus Halev, they were able to overcome that temptation and be able to choose the path of Torah. And then we have the second step. We have the miracle with the oil, the menorah, where we follow the custom of Hillel, of Moisif v'Hoilech, where we show that this is what Judaism is all about. Judaism is about a light. The light is the Torah, Kiner mitzvah Torah or, but it's not just about turning on a light. It's about increasing the light every single day. I don't want to be in the same place as I was yesterday. It's Moisif v'Hoilech, to be growing, to going forward, to increasing. And if a person isn't, if a person's staying in one place, that's called Yeridah, that's going down. Because if Hashem is giving you a new day, He expects something new from you. One of Rabbi Nachman's students once said, if my Kriya Shema today will be the same Kriya Shema as yesterday, I'm prepared to put my head on the guillotine to have them chop my head off. Why? Because I'm not making use of my life. Hashem gave me life, He wants me to live. He doesn't want me to exist. There's the term to exist. A person is existing. Existing means I'm existing. I'm eating and sleeping and sleeping and eating and working and eating and sleeping. That's to exist. That's not called living. The Torah talks about living. Living is, the Torah is called Eitz Chaim. It's a tree of life. The more a person is zeicha to come close to become aware of what the Torah is offering, and to live that kind of life, that's called living. Tefillah is called life. Tefillah lokel, David HaMelech says, davening to Hashem chayoy. That's my life. That's my life. That's how I really experience life. When I thank Hashem for all the good things going on in my life, and I plead with Him for the things that I need, then I'm living. Then I'm not staying in one place. I'm not satisfied. I'm happy in one pocket. I'm happy with what I have. In the other pocket, I'm reaching for the stars. I'm reaching for the stars. And when we light the Chanukah menorah, when we say Al Anisim, when we speak about in Al Anisim, we speak about winning the war. That Hashem helped us defeat our enemy, defeat the Yevonim. Hashem helped us overcome the Medame and get to the Seichel. The word Medame, Mem Dalet Mem Hey, is Bigimatria Chanukah. That Chanukah represents this battle against Yavon, this battle. And Rabbi Nachman, in fact, made a statement. There's a medrash that says that the Yetzer Hara has 7 names. He said it's time to give him an 8th name. Note, it's an 8th name. The 8 days of Chanukah. A new name, Koyach HaMedame. That this is what he's really all about. His power is to fool us. We should be zeicha by celebrating this yontif. The Al Anisim reminding us of the war against Yavon, the lighting the menorah, the Moisif v'Hoilech, to be zeicha to advance on both fronts and to overcome the medame, to choose the seichel, the intelligence, the sweet intelligence of Yiddishkeit.
Dun, dun, dun.